Hey, welcome back to another Businessology lesson. This one is going to be a little bit of a story. I'm going to walk you through a story of a coaching session that me and my partner Julie went through. We were working with another partner group. So Julie and I, as partners, we coach a lot of partners. It's very valuable for the partners. You don't always find partner coaches. So that's not a common thing you find, but it is a high value that we offer. So partners can come to us and be coached by another partner group. So we knew this partner group. We had been coaching with them a little bit, but they were off the page on some things. They knew it. We knew it. And we knew specifically that it wasn't good. Getting on this page was very clearly something they needed to do to move forward because it was disturbing them. So when we do that, when we're trying to move people forward, we'll use exercises or we'll use tools. Sometimes we make up our own tools. In this case, we had a Miro board, which is just a software product online, Miro, M-I-R-O, Miro board, and it had something in there you're supposed to build and do. And to do it, you have to really be on the same page. So when I say same page, it means partners are kind of have the same values. They're moving forward in the same direction. They want to go in the same direction, or they're willing to go in the same direction, even if they disagree. So we had to get them to a same page so that they could run the company together that was growing. So we used this tool basically to do that. And we knew they were off the page, so we pressed in on this place, right? We go, and that's what coaches do. They want to go into the wound and start picking at it and go, everybody look at the wound. And I know it hurts, but let's kind of, pick at that wound a little bit. So we went in to a place that they were not on the same page about. And they started visibly getting upset. They started getting upset with each other. Now, they weren't, exploding at this point. So we're like, okay, let's take a break. So we took a break, and we were watching this screen because this Miro board, you're all logged into it, and you can see each other's cursor. And their cursor started flying around the room of this board. And we were like, what is going on? It's like the cursor of their mouse was reflecting the agitation that each other were having. Well, we were on a break and we didn't know they were fighting with each other. And then when we came back on, they were highly agitated. And so we didn't really know what had happened at that point. We knew this was an issue, and we were pressing on the wound a little bit. So we went in a little bit more. What happened? Why did y'all start fighting? And they lost their mind. When I say lost their mind, I mean they lost their mind. They lost their poop. Let's just say that. And they started screaming. So screaming, yelling obscenities at one another. And we were flipping out. So I'm a coach. I've been coaching a long time. And normally when I'm coaching with somebody, they're in a trusted relationship. That's kind of a foundation when you get into coaching, is that they trust you and they'll listen and they'll hear you when you press on some of the things they're making decisions about. Well, I'd never run into this before. I'd never heard anybody explode and start screaming and cursing obscenities at one another. And at that point, Julie took over. She knew how to deal. She's counseled through things like that before. And so she knew how to deal with that. And so she had everybody go on mute, including me, and said, I'm going to have each one of you come off mute at a very specific time to answer questions. And it kept getting worse. They kept escalating this issue. And it come to find out, it was so deeply, their bitterness and anger towards one another was so deeply rooted by that point. We were just now seeing, the effect of all that, of years of buildup, and it just completely blew up and consumed them in this coaching session. And so by that point, we had to get off the call, and immediately, one of the main partners, the founding partners, fired the other partner. Now, you can't just fire a partner, they're still legally an owner. So that's weird. They fired them from the business. They're still a partner. They're still a legal partner. So they had to go through the legal work of, getting that partner legally out of the business. And then pretty quickly, they fired us too. They got out of that. Through this, basically what we learned was, if you're not on the same page with your partner, you do need to be on the same page. And if you can't figure it out on your own, you do need help. And the longer you let that go and you don't talk about those hard things, these things can get deeply rooted in bitterness and can really burn a hole in a relationship, in a company, in a partnership. So don't let things get that bad so that you blow up and start cursing each other out and you get fired from the partnership. It's a really major problem. So that's something we learned. We've never faced that before, and that was the only time we had ever faced that since. But don't let things go too long without dealing with the issues, especially with your partner, because it will always become deeper and deeply rooted into your heart. And it'll be harder to deal with later. And then it could blow up in a way that just destroys the company. So I hope that story helps. I learned a lot about myself and how I was able to coach, and some other things that you need to do as a partner to keep things clean, keep the slate clean, as we say. Thanks a lot. We'll see you later.